The way that you manifest a high value masculine man or the right man into your life, it's by having high standards on what you want and what you deserve and based on your true desires, and it's by sticking to those high standards over and over and over again until you are very solid in those standards. And that's when it will appear. That's when the right man appears, when you embody and you are living the embodiment of your desires. You are living the embodiment of your high standards. And this sometimes takes some time to do for some women, especially if you used to be in the past in an energy of, people pleasing or codependency, or if you were accepting less than you deserve. And a lot of women, they accept less than they deserve because they are operating from trauma bonding, from their inner child that wants attention, it wants validation. And so sometimes they accept less than they deserve, or ignore red flags, or all that stuff. And this sometimes can take some time to release and to let go and to change this way of operating, this way of doing things, especially if you've been many years in this energy. So changing this into your new normal, it takes some time, but it's by sticking to your highest standards of how you want to be treated, how you want a relationship to be, how do you want to feel in a relationship, how do you want to feel on a date, how do you want to feel with a man, with a partner. Do you want a man who is consistent? Do you want a man who adores you, who is generous, will give you the world, who is consistent at communicating, who is a man who plans things, who takes action, who does what he says he's going to do, a man who is kind, who is empathic, who makes you feel good, who is concerned about your needs, concerned about how you feel. And so write it down. Write down how you want to feel, all of these things. What do you want? How do you want a date to be? And then stick to those standards. Do you want a man who is emotionally available, who is emotionally stable, who is financially stable, is capable of providing, he's generous, he's a provider, he's psychologically stable as well, so he is kind to others, kind to yourself, kind to himself as well, he's living his purpose. These are just his examples. So write down everything that you want and believe that you can have all that you want, and stick to those standards over and over time. And because that's what will make you step into your new energy, into a new identity, into your new feminine self, high value woman that is going to attract that man. Because if you stick to those standards, and sometimes I have women saying, oh, since I level up and I'm sticking to my standards, life become lonely. I stop having so many dates, and and that is a good thing. That is normal. That is a good thing, because you're not entertaining certain types of men and certain types of dynamics that you were entertaining before, right? So although those men are not, I'm not saying those men are bad or anything, but they're just not aligned with you, not just aligned with your true self, with your true desires, with what you really want. So you're not entertaining them anymore. You're just saying no, thank you, but no. So that's why opening space for what you truly want to appear. And it will, but you just have to stick to those standards until you don't feel attracted anymore to those past types that you used to date, and until your inner child it's healed, until you're not operating anymore from your wounded inner child. Because when you create this space, you have time to give to yourself all the love, all the attention, all the validation that before you were sinking into others. Now you have space and time to give all that to yourself and to heal that inner child so she feels safe. Because yes, of course, you want to feel safe in a relationship with a man, but you have to feel safe before with yourself. You know, you have to have that internal safety. Otherwise, if you're always looking for all the things that you want, you're always looking externally, and not just in dating, but you know, in friends, in other people. If you're just looking outside of yourself, that is codependency. You always be dependent on others and how they treat you, how what they want to give to you. So when you create that space, you can give to yourself all of that. So then the more you give to yourself, the more you heal your inner child, the more your standards will be higher. The more you will stick to your high standards, and you will start to feel repelled by things that are not up to your standards, right? And it's going to start it's going to be very easy to just say no. Okay, this is not what I really want. This is not aligned with me. Thanks, but no. No thanks. So it is a process. It's faster for some people, for some women. It takes more time for others, you know, but you will get there if you stick to your high standards, and eventually you will start attracting other types of men, and you will attract and meet the right men for you for a relationship. So remember that, stick to your standards and magic will happen.